Welcome back. There are certain things that I guess I did not cover in our last meeting with the Angry Bird title. One of the things that we're having issues with in our family dynamics is when the father is not in the home, the boys can be almost taking on the position of the father figure, meaning the man of the household. He's now having to step up, in a position that's really not his. He's supposed to be a child and be able to enjoy his time playing outside, but sometimes that's split because perhaps the mother can't make ends meet, so he might go to the grocery store and pack bags and get extra money to bring into the house for food. My older brother had to do that. His rebelliousness at the library was basically him crying out for the time that he needed with his father. Boys need that time to bond, to learn, to be able to ask questions, to interact, to be able to receive the answers that they need, because they have to turn to their friends and ask questions or listen to their friends who are not going to lead them in the right direction, because half the time they don't even know. Some of them have not grown up with fathers in their household. So now it's the blind leading the blind. And now we have the family dynamics that has gone in the wrong direction. And these boys grow up to be men, they're angry men, and they're mistreating the women in their lives. They did not get the counseling that they needed. So now that anger has now turned into something else. And now you have a whole new vicious cycle beginning again. You have children watching their fathers, and the fathers are repeating the same pattern as their fathers. So I turned out all right. You turned out all right in some cases. But in other cases, you could use some support. It's always good to have a mentorship program when, like big brothers, big sisters, so that someone can actually, they can have someone to talk to. But most importantly, if we can fix this problem in our family dynamics, that would be great. Even with the young ladies growing up with just a father figure in the household and not spending that quality time. Certain questions never being answered, and even sometimes even with the mothers. Your mother could be in the house, but maybe she has to work. And nowadays there's a lot of parents who are working and they don't have the time to invest because the bills have to be caught up. Homelessness issues are happening, so some of them are not even living in a home. When are we going to really look at our societal problems and figure out how we're going to fix this? Because if we're only going to be able to have money to be able to hurry up and get McDonald's and get the kids in bed on time, what does that mean in our society? The children can't learn everything in the classroom. They have to be able to learn beginning in the home. Even with learning basic things, we need to make sure that we are looking at these things, because moving forward, I don't even want to go into the politics and all that's going on with that. But I do know that for sure, the self-love journey begins with us, because if we can fix certain dynamics with us, then when we decide to have children, adopt or otherwise, we can really implement and we can really show what love looks like. They can see this, they can feel this, they can understand this. And the family dynamics will definitely improve. Right now I think all the countries are going through their own dynamics, but family should come first. The time you spend with your family. I have to say, I was most proud of my youngest brother, who is happily married and has been has spent a lot of time investing in his family. The interaction and listening to his children speak to him, and really sitting there and listening to them and being able to participate and interact with them, in a very strong and positive way. They know what that looks like to have a father in the home, and they know what it looks like to have that interaction and to have that support in sports and otherwise. Coming to the school for parent-teachers meetings, conferences. You know, that's very important. I myself have volunteered with friends' children and otherwise to go to parent-teachers counseling or meetings because sometimes my girlfriends were not able to go. And then I would tell them what was going on in the meeting so that they would at least have that. You know, it does take a village to raise a child, as it's been said in the past. And other people become extensions of a family unit when certain parents are absentee. But that should not be something that we should be looking forward to. We have to figure out a way in which we can nurture and help and improve our family dynamics, because those children are growing up to be grown people. And when they become grown-ups, we don't want them to have that pain and to be carrying that pain. And, you know, when a child is developing in the womb and you're going through so much pain, that child is feeling it too. You know, just like a mother who's on drugs, that child is an extension of her. So that child is definitely taking in those drugs as well. And then you have a baby that's coming into the world who's already an addict. You know, I've seen that in the family dynamics as well. It's just important that we begin to really look at our participation, our part that we play, and figure out a better way in which we can actually show what healthy looks like to our children. Nurture them and love them, because they are an asset to us, and they are, after all, are a blessing to us as well. We never want them to feel like they were not wanted. You know, it's painful when you even look at a sibling and you see them mistreated, or you see them acting out, and they're acting out of pain. That library scene was an act of pain, and I don't believe my father figure picked it up. I believe he was just so busy worried about his meeting that he totally neglected and forgot what it was like to be a child. Sometimes we will forget, and sometimes we are reminded. Let that reminder be a blessing, that we say, okay, now we need to take this down a bit. Now we need to figure out a way in which we can spend more quality time, so that we don't create a child who is angry and becomes an adult that is angrier because those situations were not dealt with. You have a lot of adults who are acting out of pain, mistreating people around them, trying to manipulate people in society, all because those steps were never taken in their own childhood, and now they are angry. So let us have a more civilized society, because we are investing in, because we are showing what love looks like to our children. So that's my word. That is Indigo Moon. Oh my goodness, these bugs are ridiculous.